In this video, we'll talk about a few errors that some people fall into when they are starting out with WordPress. Number 1. Choosing the wrong WordPress platform. The first error is choosing the wrong WordPress platform in the beginning. Many of us know there are 2 versions of WordPress for you to choose from to set your site up. However, there is often a confusion between which one they should choose. There is the free version, which is hosted on a WordPress server at wordpress.com, and the self-hosted version of WordPress, which would be downloaded from wordpress.org and hosted on your own server. Although the self-hosted version is also free to download, costs may arise from hosting. When it comes to choosing the correct platform that you need, you really need to decide what you need WordPress for. If you are looking for a simple blog, then the free platform is normally sufficient for your needs. But if you are looking for a more versatile platform that you can edit and add features as you need, then you may find the self-hosted platform gives you more control. Number 2. Not backing up your site properly. Another error people fall into is not creating a backup of their WordPress site. It's very important to have a backup of your database, as there are a number of things that can happen to your site which could end up wiping your database clean, and this will result in you losing all of the information that you held on your site. Even something as small as installing a new plugin can cause errors and end up messing up your database. And there are always hackers who are known for wiping out databases. So if you have a backup of your database, then you can easily restore the information that was lost. Thankfully, there are plugins that will automate the process for you, so you don't have to worry too much about it. You could use one such as WordPress, which is a paid subscription. Try one of the free backup plugins. Number 3. Not updating your WordPress installation regularly. Another error is not updating your WordPress installation. WordPress regularly update their files, but once you have the WordPress site up and running, many people forget or simply don't want to upgrade their installation. Sometimes people don't realize that the upgrades may contain updates for security vulnerabilities. Upgrading your version of WordPress is really quite simple and can normally be done automatically by just clicking the upgrade button. You shouldn't have any problems with your site after upgrading, but this is another reason why you should always have a backup of your site, just in case. Number 4. Error establishing database connection. A very common mistake happens when people have entered the wrong details into their WP config file. When you try to connect to your site, you will receive an error establishing database connection notice. Check that your WP config file, which can be found in your root folder, has the correct username and password for your WordPress database. Number 5. Editing a theme file without backups of your files. Another warning about having a backup, but this time I'm talking about your actual theme files. In your WordPress database, there is a theme editor section where you can go in and edit your theme files. This is a really useful area, but you always need to make sure that you have a backup of the page you are editing. Make sure you have a saved copy of all your theme files before you make any edits here. I have had a client before who changed some of the codes in their header file, and after they saved it, their site wouldn't work properly, but they couldn't undo to edit as they didn't have a backup of the original file. Editing your files through your dashboard can also be a problem if you don't have FTP access to your site. It has also happened before where someone has edited their functions.php file and made a mistake which locked them out of their site, and because they didn't know how to use FTP, they couldn't fix their mistake. So although this feature is great, we don't recommend directly editing your files like this unless you have a backup of your files and FTP access. The same would go for the plugin editor. Number 6. Not setting up your permalinks. Always remember to change your permalinks from the default numerical links to ones that will give the title of the post. It's better for SEO and it's also more user-friendly. Number 7. Not getting their web cert indexed by search engines. When you first set up your website, it asks if you want to prevent search engines from indexing your website. If you are just setting up a new website, you might want to make sure it's set up properly before search engines start indexing it. The only problem is that a lot of the time people forget that they have selected this option, and this affects their site being indexed. Number 8. Not changing the default tagline. During your WordPress installation, you are asked to give the website a title. If you don't, WordPress will add a default tagline, just another blog. Depending on your theme, this may or may not be visible somewhere on your site. You can easily change this by going to Settings, then General. You will see a field underneath the site title that you can change. Number 9. Not having a contact form. A contact form doesn't come standard with WordPress, so a lot of the time users don't have many options for their clients to get in touch with them and will just add a page with their contact details on. The problem with this is that it is an easy way for spammers to get your email address and then fill your inbox with tons of spam email. If you want to avoid this, I suggest using a contact form plugin such as Contact Form 7. This is a free plugin and will easily allow you to make almost any type of contact form. Number 10. Having too many categories. It's a good idea to decide what type of categories you will need when you are starting out your website. Try to focus your categories on the keywords that you are targeting. Once you have given yourself a structure, you can keep within this when it comes to adding new categories, and be wary of adding a new category every time you add a new post. Number 11. Losing traffic after migrating your WordPress site to a new URL. When setting up your WordPress site on a new domain, there are a few things you need to take care of, such as setting up a new database and importing your old database over. But something just as important is setting up a 301 redirect. This is so that when visitors arrive at your old domain, instead of arriving at a page not found error, they will be redirected to your new domain. To do this, first locate the .htaccess file on your old site, which should be in the same directory as the root WordPress files. Add these lines to your .htaccess file. Remember to add your new URL to where it says mywebsite.com. Now any visitors to your old website will be directed to your new website. Number 12. Not setting up security properly. Security is of huge importance as WordPress sites are often targeted by hackers. For this reason, always remember to have backups of your website and at the very least install some security plugins. Number 13. Not moderating comments. When you start to get a lot of traffic to your site, you may find that you are also getting a lot of comments. This can be great, but with the good also comes the bad, and you could find you start getting a lot of spam comments or even malicious comments. For this reason, it is always advisable to moderate your comments and not just allow comments to go live without checking them first. To control your spam comments, you can install a plugin such as Akismet, but I would still keep a lookout for any comments that might not be suitable for your site. Number 14. The white screen of death. In WordPress, there is an error similar to the Windows blue screen of death, where you will just load a blank white page and nothing else. This can happen for a number of reasons, such as installing a bad plugin. This is normally quite easy to fix, such as uninstalling the plugin or increasing the memory limit, which is also another reason for this error. So there are 14 common mistakes that can be made in WordPress. If there are any other errors that you are coming up with and would like a solution, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.